I'm Dr. Bill Lyle, and I practice obstetrics and gynecology, and over the years I have delivered over 4,000 babies. Welcome today, because today is special, because this is Sanctity of Human Life Sunday. Since 1973, we have lost over 63 million babies' lives because of abortion. And abortion at its very core is an attack against the image of God. Genesis 1:26 says, after God created all the heavens and the earth, all the mammals, all the birds, and everything on this planet, God paused and He said, let us make man in our image. And that is all of us. Adam and Eve were created in the image of God, and we were all created in the image of God. And we weren't created in the image of God on the day we were born. We were created in the image of God at that moment of conception. When we look at 63 million lives, that is doing evil in the sight of the Lord, destroying the image of God. And this is what the attack is. It's an attack against the image of God out of a hatred for God Himself. We look at Psalm 139, where we are miraculously knit together in our mother's womb. The psalmist didn't understand about cell differentiation and fetal development. He just knew that it was knit together in our mother's womb. From the moment of conception, when one cell from the mom and one cell from the dad get together, at that moment, that is a unique new person. Unique from the mom, unique from the dad, unique from the other 8 billion people on the planet. And then we go from one cell to 2 cells, to 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, developing into different systems, cardiovascular system, neurological systems, skeletal systems. 18 days after conception, we can actually see the heart beating. And the heart is pumping blood from the baby to the placenta where the mom is, and then back. And the babies not only have different genetics, but often the babies can even have a different blood type. It's really a matter of not just a choice, it is a matter of patients' rights and being created in the image of God. You say, well, why patients' rights? Because we treat the babies in the womb as patients. Because moms and babies can often have different blood types, sometimes moms will have antibodies which can cross the placenta and attack the baby's blood, and the baby's blood count starts to drop. If we don't do something, the baby's blood count will drop so low that the baby will go into the heart failure and the baby will die. So what do? We actually can now do blood transfusions directly into the circulation of the baby, and we have done that as early as 18 weeks gestation. If we can give a baby a blood transfusion, then they are a patient, and a patient has rights. But we're not just doing blood transfusions, we're doing surgery on babies in the womb. We are doing correction of spina bifida in the womb, and we are saving babies' lives. And recently, at the Cleveland Clinic, they actually performed an open heart surgery on the baby in the womb. The baby was diagnosed with a tumor called a teratoma, a tumor that was about half the size of the baby's heart, and it was interrupting the blood flow from the baby. So what did they decide? They said, well, we can deliver the baby and then do surgery, but now we have a preemie which has just had surgery, or we can do surgery on the baby in the womb. They made the decision to operate on the baby in the womb. The mom got an epidural, so mom was in control of her pain. And then they made an incision in the mom's belly, they made an incision in the womb, and then they had access to the baby. So they brought out the baby's right arm, and they brought out the baby's left arm to get access to the baby's chest. And don't forget, this baby is only 27 weeks gestation. But before they did the surgery on the baby's heart, they actually started an IV in the baby's hand. So a pediatric anesthesiologist was caring for the baby and had the baby comfortable, and then the pediatric cardiologist then did the surgery. They made an incision in the baby's chest, they got access to the heart, and then they actually removed this tumor from the heart, and almost immediately the baby's heart was pumping normally. And once that baby's heart was pumping normally, they closed the baby's chest, and then they put the arms back on the inside, they removed the IV, they closed the womb, they closed the mom's skin, and then they delivered that baby 10 weeks later at 37 weeks gestation. If we can do open heart surgery on a baby in the womb, then they are a patient, and a patient is a person, no matter how small. It wasn't too long ago where all abortions in the United States were performed surgically. But then even before COVID, 39% of all the abortions in the United States were performed with the abortion pill. And since COVID has now ended, at least 54% of all the abortions in the United States are performed with the abortion pill. Abortion pill is available telemedicine, it's available mail order, it's available on our college campuses coast to coast. Well, how does it work, and how does the abortion pill differ from the morning after pill? The morning after pill is indicated for the morning after a woman has had intercourse. The abortion pill should be called the 70 mornings after pill because it's indicated for up to 70 days, 10 weeks. 98% of the time, the abortion pill will kill a baby in the womb up to 10 weeks gestation. How does it work? When a woman becomes pregnant, amazing changes happen, and one of those changes is a hormone called progesterone. Progesterone stands for progestational steroid hormone. It's the coach of pregnancy that keeps the pregnancy going. It says, you know what, we're not going to have a menstrual cycle. We're going to allow the uterus to relax. We're going to divert more blood and nutrition because our new full-time job is supporting this pregnancy. The abortion pill blocks the effect of the progesterone. And if you block the effect of the progesterone, there's no direction and the body is not going to support the pregnancy and it withdraws all support and the baby dies. And then you take more pills the next day to cause you to have contractions. Well, is there an antidote for the abortion pill? When somebody realizes, I made a bad choice, there is, and that hormone is called progesterone. The abortion pill lowers the level of progesterone. We just supplement and bring it back up. We're just reversing the effect of the abortion pill. We are 70% effective if we can intervene within the first 72 hours after a woman recognizes, I made a mistake. I made a bad choice, and we can help them. We have a team of over 500 doctors that we have trained from coast to coast. We have nurses that are available at our hotline up in Columbus, Ohio. And this January, this month, we will document successful reversal number 4,000. I have attempted reversal 16 times here in my town, and I've been successful 12 out of those 16 times. I mean, I've had a great career. 4,000 babies, I've delivered triplets and I've delivered quadruplets, but the ones that I really remember will always be the ones where you had a baby on the inside of the womb, 8, 9, 10 weeks along. Mom made a bad choice. She made that choice, she took the abortion pill, but then she realized she made a bad choice. She contacted us and we were able to successfully reverse that. Healthy moms and healthy babies. That is amazing because that is the message of redemption, of buying back. The battle of abortion is not just something for outside of the church. Surveys will show that within the church, between 18 and 24% of the people within the church have personally been involved in an abortion. And there is pain. And what is the solution? Well, we need healing. And healing comes from forgiveness, and true forgiveness only comes through the blood of Jesus Christ. This is a spiritual battle. We've all made decisions that we regret. We all have done things that we regret. So when we have so many people that have been personally involved with abortion, we must have them realize that that can be forgiven. That is what the healing is through the gospel. It is the gospel that changes hearts, minds, and behavior, and it's the gospel that is going to produce that healing. This is where the church needs to be engaged. This is a spiritual battle. We might not have been engaged enough in 1973, but we have been given an amazing opportunity now since the reversal of Roe versus Wade. And I really think that God is looking, saying, you have this amazing opportunity. We have reversed Roe versus Wade. What is the church going to do to defend my preborn, to discuss the gift of salvation and forgiveness, and to provide healing for not only the church, but those outside of the church? Because if the truth is not going to be heard from our pulpits, where do we expect to hear the truth? So the church needs to engage, and the church doesn't just need to know the truth, the church needs to speak the truth. They need to stand up for the preborn. They need to say this is wrong, but they also need to discuss about forgiveness and healing. We are going to be developing a new curriculum in the next month. That will be a 6-week program for the church specifically to engage in the knowledge, not just of the science, not just of the medicine and the way we treat the preborn, but in the spiritual aspects of how we can and we must win this battle, because we need to combat against something that is truly doing evil in the sight of the Lord. And people say, well, you know what? I can't help with a pregnancy center because I made some bad choices and I had an abortion in the past. Remember what Paul said, Forget about those things which lie behind and press on towards what's ahead. So thank the leader of your church for getting a video like this for Sanctity of Human Life Sunday. See how you can get engaged in your local pregnancy resource center. And if you have any questions, you can contact me, Dr. Bill Lyle, through our website, which is prolifedoc.org. God bless you, and thank you for setting aside Sanctity of Human Life Sunday.